Hey guys, I'm Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority and Junk Removal Trucks for Sale. In this video, I'm going to tell you why the Mitsubishi junk removal truck is better than the Isuzu. Check it out. Okay, so as I said in the intro, we're going to talk today about, let's compare the Mitsubishi truck with the Isuzu truck and let's see which one's better. Again, I'm Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority. Check us out at junkra.com. Hey, any of you guys looking to expand your junk removal business, you need some marketing services, Google ads, websites, you need some general consulting, you're looking to get in the business, we've got business packages, anything and everything, any junk removal business of any size or contact center, we've got something for you. So check us out at junkra.com, and we build these trucks also through junkremovaltrucksforsale.com. So check us out there. All right, let's get to it. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. But let's get to talking about why the Mitsubishi truck is actually the better truck when you compare it with the Isuzu. So just to give you a little bit of background information, this right here, as you can see, this is our junk removal company here, which is a truck we just built a couple weeks ago. This is the number 13th truck we've gotten. We have the 14th truck is done now. So I got to head over to the body shop, the bodybuilder where our shop is, where we're building bodies. Tomorrow we're going to pick it up, so that'll be 14 trucks. The first handful of trucks up until here recently were Isuzus. We've always been pretty happy with Isuzus for the most part, but we've been using the diesel trucks. So in a previous video, we just talked about, in this past video, why the gas trucks are actually superior to diesel and why we're switching over. But our background is with Isuzu trucks. Not a bad truck. We've seen some great stuff out of them, and I'm not gonna talk trash about them whatsoever. It's a good truck, but the Fusos, I'm gonna tell you why we're switching over to the Mitsubishi Fusos. So this particular Fuso is an FE 180. That is an 18,000 pound GVWR truck. We're gonna have a mix of 180s and 160s. The problem with the 180 is about 3 inches taller than the 160. The great thing about the 180 is if you're doing some heavy jobs, which we all get from time to time, there's no way you're gonna, or very, very small chance, a typical, junk removal job, or even an atypical junk removal job, some concrete jobs and all, there's a small chance that you're ever going to overload one of these FE 180s. Okay, so first thing let's talk about the Isuzu truck. And for comparison's sake, we've already established that the Isuzu, or that the junk removal trucks that you want to have, if you're trying to build up a fleet, if you're trying to build up a business, or even if you're just a 1 or 2 truck operation, the one you should really have is a gasoline truck. And we talked about that in the last video. Now, some of you guys just prefer diesel. Hell, I prefer diesel on my personal vehicle. And if a couple of the guys that are out there that are operating just using their personal vehicle, you can go with diesel if that's your personal vehicle you drive around. Hell, I love a Cummins. I mean, I'm a Ford guy right now, so that 6.7 Power Stroke, love it. I love Cummins. I love Duramax, so I love diesel trucks. But if you run the money into things, gasoline's where it's at. So we're going to be talking about gasoline trucks in this video. The Isuzu truck uses the same engine as the Fuso does. Both Isuzu and Mitsubishi are using Chevy 6.0 liter V8 engines, producing 297 horsepower. Those engines are good for up to 200,000 miles. At minimum, running 250 is not unheard of if you're taking care of them. 200 to 250,000 miles. It's a great engine. So that's the same one that's in the Fuso. The Isuzu truck has an Allison transmission. Not a bad transmission. They're generally good in our experience to 230, 240,000 miles. So about the same time you lost the engine, which in a junk removal, a gas junk removal truck, you might, in 4 or 5 years, you might have worn one of these trucks out if you're busy and you're heavily using it. So worn the engine out, and it'd be time for an engine change. So in this case, the transmission would go out around the same time as the engine. The warranty on the Isuzu trucks is a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, and then there's a 5-year warranty on the driveline, which is engine/transmission. And then the brakes are Singer caliper front brakes. They have drum brakes on the rear. And the resistance bending movement, the RBM rating of the frame is 300,000 on the Isuzus. You guys have probably never heard of that. We're going to explain in just a second when we talk about the Mitsubishi's trucks. So again, the Mitsubishis, the Fusos, are using that Chevy 6.0 liter V8. And then the great thing, the big thing, the thing that everybody kind of talks about when they see these trucks, I'll walk over here and show it to you. The best thing about these trucks is this sticker right here. Just a sticker. I just found the sticker and put it on there. No, I'm kidding. No, these trucks come with an Allison transmission with fuel sense technology. Fuel sense technology just sounds like some dealer speak, some marketing speak, but the transmission is pretty unique. It actually varies the shift points based off driver behavior, history, the types of loads you're hauling, so on and so forth. So when it changes those shift points, it helps out with fuel mileage. So these trucks, because of the transmission, they get better fuel mileage. It's not uncommon to, see, a decent bit of fuel mileage increase by using these Allison transmissions. So on the Isuzu truck, the typical GVWR on the Isuzu NPR HD is 14,500. The Fusos, the FE140 is a 14,500 GVWR. The 160 is a 16,000 GVWR, and the 180 is an 18,000 GVWR, all of which are available with the gas truck and the Allison transmission. We mentioned RBM, resistance bending movement of the frame. So what that essentially means is that's a rating of essentially the amount of weight that could be placed on this frame to bend it where it would not rebound, it would not come back and regain its shape. You would bend the frame. On the Mitsubishi trucks, it's 400,000 RBM. On the Isuzu trucks, it's 300,000 RBM. So why is that significant? The reason that is significant is that means the Mitsubishi frame is 33% stronger than the frame that is on the Isuzu truck. What that means is typically for a dump body, you should have a subframe on your dump body when you have an Isuzu truck because of the frame strength. That subframe is going to add additional strength to the truck. And with the Mitsubishis, it's not necessary. Now, we still use a subframe. It makes everything line up well. It gives it some extra strength, but you don't have to. And the truck is just a tougher truck than the Isuzu. The other thing about the build quality on the Mitsubishi has four-wheel disc brakes, dual caliper, four-wheel disc brakes. It brakes more evenly. The brakes are easier to work on. They're easier to maintain. That's an advantage of the Fuso over the Isuzu. And on the other end of it, inside the doors on the Fuso, inside these doors, there's a crash bar. Both doors on the Isuzus have on the Mitsubishis have crash bars. The Isuzus do not. So if that truck gets sideswiped, this truck gets hit sideswiped, it's going to be the driver and the passenger will be safer inside a Mitsubishi truck than they will be inside a Isuzu truck. Another little positive, I'm not going to be able to get a very good light angle, but the leaf springs in this truck, the leaf springs have grease fittings on them, whereas Isuzu actually uses rubber bushings. Rubber bushings wear out, grease fittings don't. So the longevity of it and the issues you have with those rubber bushings are a huge plus. And then Mitsubishi right now is doing 10 oil changes for free when you buy the truck. Your first 10 oil changes are included. They use synthetic oil. So, I mean, that's got a good amount of value. All right, so you can see the construction overall of the Fuso truck is superior to that of the Isuzu. Now, again, we are just talking about the gas trucks. The diesel trucks do not buy a diesel Mitsubishi, at least not at this point. Diesel Mitsubishis have a terrible reputation. They could have improved it. I don't know if they do or not. The Chevy 6.0 engine, though, it's a pretty substantial engine, and it's the same thing that's available in the Isuzu. So let's talk about pricing. The pricing I'm going to give you is Actually, I generally can get it for a little bit, get the chassis a little bit less, but we're able to get chassis less through junkremovaltrucksforsale.com than most people can. So I've rounded them up just a fraction. The Isuzu NPR HD, which is also the Chevy W4500. So we mainly deal, when we're building trucks for people, we deal with the W4500 if they want to go with the Isuzu. We can get those for under $37,000 for just the chassis. So the body, you know, you'd have to add on, but under $37,000 for the chassis. The FE160 or FE140, excuse me, you're going to be closer to 40, somewhere in that $40,000 range, maybe even a little bit under with our pricing. The FE1, that's the FE140. The FE160, you're going to be around 42,000 or so, and the FE180, you're going to come in somewhere around like 45,000, somewhere in that range. So I do want to talk about one thing though. The FE160 and 140 are actually the same truck, believe it or not. What they've done is they've built the same exact truck, and they've come here, and this sticker that's on the driver's door, they put a different sticker on it. They put a 16,000 pound GVWR sticker on it, and then they charge you $2,000 more. Pretty good business. That's an expensive sticker, but that's the main difference. So we do recommend the FE160s though. It's nice having that extra 1,500 pounds of payload. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But the 140 is going to haul the same amount of weight as the 160. That's something to kind of keep in mind. All right, so let's talk a little bit more on price here, because that's a bit, kind of a big, there's a little bit of a price difference there. The Isuzu trucks, the Isuzu/Chevy W4500 I can get for under $37,000. So total, if you got the least choice junk removal body through junkremovaltrucksforsale.com, you'd be, you know, in the upper 50s on that Isuzu truck, mid to upper 50s, before taxes and tags and title and all that good stuff. On the Mitsubishis, you're going to be in the low 60s, especially if you go with the FE160. I still believe the FE160 is the better truck. It's going to give you more payload. I believe the 140 is the better truck. I like the brake situation. I like the safety. I love that Allison transmission. I believe it's worth more money, but hey, you guys have some options. It's amazing that you can get one of these 15 cubic yard trucks or even 18 cubic yard trucks for 60 or under. In the case of the Isuzu/Chevy W4500, you can get it for under 60. That's pretty incredible. So the future, what's the future gonna hold? Right now, Fuso is by far, is by a decent amount the superior truck, with the Allison transmission, with the better brakes, with the safety bar, the crash bar in the doors, with the grease fittings on the leaf springs, with the higher GVWR available in the FE160. It's a better truck. And one of the big things is the Allison transmission. Isuzu, at the end of this year, will be releasing the NQR and NRR. That is a 17.5 GVWR and a 19.5 GVWR with a 6.0 liter gas engine. And they're going to put the big A on it. They're going to put the big Allison. The Allison transmission, automatic transmission, will be available on the Isuzu trucks, supposedly starting fourth quarter into this year. So it's going to kind of narrow the gap a little bit. The Isuzu is going to catch up a little bit. They're not changing, to my knowledge, any of the other construction statistics or way they're constructed, other than changing that gas and that Allison. But it's going to close it in a little. Now, I guarantee the Isuzu price will go up just because of that Allison transmission. That Allison transmission is going to increase the cost. And then obviously the NQR and NRR are going to be a little bit more expensive too, because they're a higher GVWR truck. But what's going to happen is right now, you're going to have the Isuzu is going to be available in a GVWR higher than the Fuso. So we might have to revisit this coming 2021. But at the moment, 2020, the Fuso is the better truck despite the price difference. And it's kind of what we recommend. But what you have to understand is, what's more important to you, quality or price? The Isuzu is not a bad truck. Will it get the job done? Yes. I believe the Fuso will do a little better. It's going to give you a little less trouble. It's going to give you a little more braking ability. It's going to be a little safer. And I love having that kind of extra margin for sure. So appreciate everybody for watching this video. again, check us out at Junk Removal Authority. That's junkra.com and junkremovaltrucksforsale.com. Guys, we're just out here just doing everything we can just to assist individual junk removal business owners. We're proud of what we're building. It's amazing the number of people we've helped over this past year. We've got guys who bought our business package, and within 2 years doing $60,000 or $70,000 in a month. Not all of them, but some of them. We got guys just starting out, you know, kind of scraping by here at the beginning, but they're gaining traction. We've got guys that have been in it for a year that are just hitting our own pace to hit their first $50,000 month this month. They just that individual's bought a new truck from us. So there's a lot of great stuff we're doing. The great thing is you choose what you want. You can use our contact center. You can use our Google Ads service. You can use our consulting service, SEO, website. We can build websites for you, or we can help you get in business. And you can use every single thing that we've got. You choose. We're going to do our best to deliver the most value that we possibly can and help where we can. And that's all we can do. That's all any of us can do. So again, that's junkra.com, junkremovaltrucksforsale.com. I am Lee Godbold. Thank you for watching. And if you've got one of these Isuzu or Mitsubishi trucks, like us on Facebook and send me a picture. Junk Removal Authority on Facebook. Thanks, guys.